Welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager, everybody. This is the Timmix, and we're looking at the head start for Hawkins Challenge Race 6 in Munich coming up. Just a week and a half turnaround, pretty short one. Of course, with our finances almost 1.3 million in deficit, we're going to continue to just stand pat on our parts and work towards improving the performance of them. But the other thing that's going to be going on is we should get double sponsor bonus for our the Wonderluck sponsor there, and then we're going to get also a new fixed payment sponsor, so we may get a boost from that. So we should be able to get a profit of some kind out of this race. Let's take a look at what we have going on. And again, a 24-hour deal there. World Sports Network is the interviewee this time. Vasquez had a bit of a disaster, finishing down in 8th. What's your analysis? I'm going to say their team looks weak. I can't say this result shocked me. And I actually hit their marketability. Okay. And, yeah. Recap of our finish. Car repairs finished. Already 2 sponsor offers. That's better than last time. But let's mainly just take a look at what parts we're going to want to improve. So we want gearbox, brakes, and suspension optimally here. So let's go ahead and yank those out. And yes, all of those do need improvement. And they will not be finished before the next race. Only going to get them a little over halfway there, it looks like. So that pretty much settles what I'm going to want to do there. And Hawkins reminding us that we're doing great. The original target was 8th. We're currently in 1st. And, of course, 8th might have been his target, but the goal for the challenge is indeed to finish 1st. So, we certainly couldn't settle for that, and we're not going to. Okay, yes, Anna Roth wants to have the simulator to hone our drivers. It would give a boost to any rear wings we'd produce, which is all great and wonderful, but, you know, can't afford any of that. Okay, so Megan Twigg wants us to know about Munich. 48 laps, just over 3 miles. So in terms of distance, extremely similar to the Black Sea. Yeah, it really favors excellent acceleration. And we've got the gearbox edge. Track is hard on the tires, and likely to be some rain, it says. See, the race says, this forecast says no, but she says there's likely to be rain, so who knows what's actually going to happen there. Take another quick look here. And I think that we're pretty much set. APS results in Phoenix. Yes. Let me guess. You're worried about our money. We know this. We really do. Okay, now Panther is expected. It says Zoe Sharp. First race we haven't been picked to win. So that's some significant news. Roger Harrison says confidence in the team is sky high. But I think David McNamara is going to be wrong about Zoe Sharp winning. I think we're winning again. And Chapman hoping to make a few waves. I think this thinks there's an outside chance of a podium. I honestly think we can do it with a great race. So there's a lot more stuff about the other drivers now. So at least according to Channel 6's reporting, we are losing our edge for sure. Time to head off to Munich, and let's see how our car looks going into that. Now, we are second behind Katana overall. We've still got the best engine, we've still got the best gearbox, and brakes second behind Panther. We're down to 6th now, and just a hair above average on that front wing. The suspension down to 5th and falling, even though, I mean, 4 teams being better than us, very top-heavy. What that means, we're 4th on the rear wings. We did bounce back up some there, but, you know, our low-speed corners, our front wings, they're, you know, just downright average now, pretty much. Okay, let's take a look at those sponsors and see who's the best. Both 1-star deals again. 8 races with an upfront payment of $500K. Or 6 races at $150K per race. Well, obviously this is the better value, so I'm going to go with that way. The long-term hold, the better value. That'll take us through the majority of the rest. Now, we're not going to get anything else for about 3 races. 3 more races, and then after that, we're going to see, like, Wonderluck will go off that race. Then we'll lose Wanchai and Peach Plum the next race. Carne and Rust Jet the race after that. So we're going to see that happen. And then there will be a boost going towards the end of the year. We'll have, you know, a bunch more sponsors at that point. So it'll be interesting to see how much we're able to boost our profit in Munich. Or boost our income, rather. Yeah, it's predicting, and it's usually a little higher than what this says, but it's predicting almost 200K plus if we hit the bonuses. And I fully expect us to. You can see Tondela is the only race out of the last 3 that we did not, you know, take the top spot in both qualifying and the race. Now, looking at our weather, it's going to be hot. So that's going to throw a little bit of a wrench into some of this. And that's hot enough that, you know what, I think I want to split them down the middle. Let's go 5-5-5. And, you know, that should still give us, well, because we're going to want to qualify on softs. So let's go with 4, 4, and 7. And try that. And that should give us enough that, you know, we should be able to use mediums and hards for the race if we want to. So, yeah. Now, I still think I'm going to edge toward mediums. That is, I'm going to want to get the medium proficiency up, or the race trim up, I should say. And let's see, we're Harrison expected to win, but Diaz only expected to finish 3rd. Interesting. So yeah, that's the first time we haven't been picked to finish 1st and 2nd. Okay, as always, the much needed weight stripping. Three crucial parts, so we're not able to get as much as we would otherwise. 300 gain to our performance. Boy, a big difference in the downforce requests. And actually, a pretty big difference everywhere, really. stick about there. And you were liking the mediums, Harrison. Wow, nice nice form there. We'll go ahead and stick with that. Go a bit higher here. Both of those look at least reasonable. And switch you to softs to start off. Alright, let's see what we've got here in Munich. Let's get out there and our usual starting of qualifying 2. And you want to be on the race trim. Well, that's fine. I won't bother to change it, but I'll leave you on 4 laps. The minimal fuel amount. So we'll go ahead and let them split. And I just find it's easier to leave them on the default rather than spend the time, the extra time in the pit. Because we're going to need both qualifying and race trim eventually anyway. So the winding turns of Munich through the forest here are next up for us. This is sort of throwing me off because I generally don't change whatever angle it gives you. But this is a slightly different angle than I'm used to looking at this track from. There's of course nice little 180 there. Another one here. So all of these low speed corners like that, we're going to do badly on those. But then we're going to have acceleration coming out of them. So there's going to be kind of a push and pull between them. And Harrison wants stiffer handling. Whereas Diaz is happy with her handling. So both of them running at about 7 on the form, so we should get some good, pretty good results here today. And his downforce is pretty hideous as well. 70% though, not terrible overall. Now, Diaz wanted higher downforce. I think I'm going to edge in that direction. Wow, speed balance right on the button at the first. So I'm going to have to just keep that where it is and move everything else around. I'm going to move this up to about where Diaz had it. Not quite that high, but definitely want to look to be on the higher end and see what happens there. Now, we're not at all happy with the handling, but I could go either way on this, and I'm not sure which way I want to go, but let's try oversteer, and then if that doesn't work, bring it back the other way. And then, you know, I'll try to dial this in later. It's just not, I don't want to adjust like tire pressure and camber to really dial this in until I get a lot closer on the downforce and the handling. So, yeah, I think that's about where I want to be. And give you the full qualifying now just in case you need it. Keep working on those medium tires. Diaz setting the first quick lap. Sharp predicted to win here, coming in slower, as were Schmidt and Lipinen, but they are on hard tires as well. So Diaz happy with the aero setup also. So it looks like we did at least reasonably good on a couple of items for her. She may be able to stay out there. Now the weather, 22, 23 degrees, and those soft tires are heating up pretty quick. Now it's going to be warmer than this during the race. So I'm curious to see what happens with the mediums. And it looks like they're heating up as well. So it definitely looks like there's an argument to be made for going hard. And I may very well want to take, like the next time Harrison comes in, I may very well want to take and switch him over to the hard tires. And then we could just go for, like, maybe just the one stop, you know, a set of softs and then hard tires to complete the race, or two mediums and don't run them very hard, you know, either one of those. Wants more acceleration. And lets me know just before the end of a lap, which is nice. Wow, we drilled it on those first two items. 90% on the first try. That almost never happens. Okay, and wants acceleration. So, maybe there, but I'm going to go up there. And again, I don't want to dial this in until I get closer. So, we're definitely going to want the soft tires for qualifying. So let's just stick with the 4 laps there. Change the gears and get back out. And of course the other thing is, if you only change one aspect of the car when you're making a change in the setup in the pits, it's a much faster. If you're changing a whole bunch of stuff, you know, it just increases the time that it's going to take them to do it. So, not just going to tweaking everything until you're ready to wrap it up can also be a good idea for that reason. So we've got level 1 on soft, medium qualifying, and the trim. Diaz dropping to 3rd as Wexler goes faster. And Harrison happy with the handling, as he's down in 8th. So I think what I want to do here is, when I get to level 2 on the mediums, then I want to switch to hards. And if I could get at least level 2 on each of those, then that would be nice. Harrison with his best lap, but still in 8th. I always want level 3 on the sauce. If I get 2 on the mediums and 2 on the hards, then I could choose in the race, you know, either one of those, and I would have a decent bonus for both. Although I might just pick the soft bonus anyway at the beginning of the race. But maybe not. You know, if I'm going to get happy with the gear ratios, as we're bumped down to 9th. So everybody seems to be pretty happy. See if we can dial in those bonuses. We're just over halfway on the race trim, and definitely over halfway on the qualifying. But see if we can dial in these bonuses as we go through the second half of practice here. And we're probably just going to need to do more tweaks to lock in stuff, but feeling very good about where we're going to be at the end of this session. I don't see any problems developing here. There usually aren't, but sometimes there are. And Harrison comes in. See where he's at. Almost to level 2 on the mediums. I'm going to switch to hards now anyway. We can always go back for that little bit if we think we're able to. But yeah, 97% on the second try. So we just want to tweak the handling just a bit. Let me just try that. Stick with qualifying, go to the max, and switch to harder tires. Then we'll also get to see how hards would perform at 23 degrees, since it's going to be 25 in the race. Diaz close to getting some overheating now on her tires. Level 2 qualifying, getting close to some things on those. And I think it's time to drop to conserve now. Loving the handling, alright. That's the only thing we changed. And if you like it better now, then we may just be right on line with Harrison at the moment. And now Diaz will come in. Still need a stick with the same soft tires for her, because we haven't hit the mark there. Still almost 6 minutes left. Third and ninth isn't going to thrill anybody, but I'm not too terribly worried about that. Track grip getting pretty solid now. You can see the hard tires cooling a bit at this temperature. I really think they're definitely going to be the best tire temperature-wise for the race. So this actually might be the first time I use them. Okay, up to 97%. Nothing to complain about that. We need to get... We were okay on the top speed there. We're great here. I think I want a bit more acceleration then. So again, we're just going to tweak that a little bit. Stick with everything else the same. And Harrison now up to 7th. Happy with his gear ratios. He's still running solid. Diaz's performance has definitely fallen off. There's qualifying 3. Mostly concerned that I know about, though now, about the tires. Because I'm going to want Diaz to switch to probably mediums and finish that up. When she hits, Harrison coming in. But when she hits the mark on the soft tires. Although she may not... Harrison's coming in now, so I'd like to keep him on hards, though. And frankly, I don't see any reason to even change anything here. Cool, go do it again. Let's watch Diaz closely. Okay, finishing up the soft tires now. Come in and see if you can get anything on those mediums to get that second bonus. I think I'm going to want to be doing the hards, though, is the thing. So, we're almost out of time. It's not going to matter. So I'm only going to get 5, the first level trim on each of those, which is unfortunate. Like, I could have gotten level 1 on either one. Ooh, you're only good on the speed balance. There's only 3 seconds left, so it doesn't matter. I'll have to deal with that in the next, in qualifying. So I'm going to need to improve Diaz's setup a bit there on the speed. But I don't think that should be a problem to do. Says looks like it'll be a close race. Wexler looking good in practice. And Steinman Motorsport looks like they've got it nailed. Nobody commenting on us. So we've got partly cloudy or partly sunny for qualifying, and of course it's huge for us to do well here. We're going to go with the soft tires and the qualifying. No need to worry about the fuel economy, obviously, in this, but we will probably use that one for the race. $100%. Well, you don't get any better than that, do you? First 100 I've had in quite a while. Okay, so you're gonna switch to soft tires and go ahead. Now Diaz not there yet. Went down to 94. That was great and that was good. So I think we definitely want to go with a little more speed there. And then I want Diaz to go first so she has more time to tweak stuff. Again, we should be able to get 3 qualifying runs in here. The weather's going to be really hot. Looks like it's going to cooperate in terms of rain. And this is a track on which I would imagine it would be virtually impossible to get the brake temps where I'm going to want them. Oh, come on, slow down. Doggone, it only got down to good. Grrr. Not a good start for Diaz. But yeah, the brake temperature is going to be really high. and that's just the way it's going to be. So it's only the tire temps to worry about. Yeah, they don't go down as fast on this track. And that's probably because of how abrasive the track is. You want to make sure that I stay on the lower side, if anything. Okay. Well, it was only the first run, which is usually the least important as the grip increases, but I definitely don't want to repeat that error. Diaz will still set the mark. Coming in just over 124. And then Harrison looking faster than that, which we would expect with better temperatures. Harrison going under 124, the only driver to do that. But so far, with about half the drivers in, we're looking at first and second. So, second and third now as Chapman takes first. There we go. 98%, excellent on all three. Not as good as the 100, but you know what? We're going to take it. As before, we're going to go back out right away and then have everybody else sort of settle in. And, you know, we'll wait before taking that third run at it. But down to fourth and fifth, so we could have a real challenge here in hitting that sponsor bonus, and it's absolutely crucial that we do so. I'm glad that we have, you know, really good tires, or really good setups rather, but still going to need to be very careful here. Okay, almost waited too long to bring him up, but Diaz does hit perfect for her run. And so does Harrison. Seems to be a little bit more touchy on this track overall, but Diaz getting off to the fast start. But now just a hair behind Saarinen after that second sector. And Lippinen running a faster first sector than she did. Does get up to second though. And same thing, Harrison going faster than Saarinen on the first sector, but not able to maintain it. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish top two here. Okay, Harrison coming in third, so we're second and third. Chapman is within a tenth of us. We've got pretty decent odds of doing it, but really need to make sure it happens. You know what? I don't think I want to wait much longer. I just want to go out, because I need to have time to get Harrison out as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Diaz now at 6.3, Harrison at 5.7, so quality form, but nothing spectacular for us. slightly earlier than I wanted to, but I can't afford to wait. Because as it is, I may not be able to get him out in time for his full lap. It's going to be really close whether or not. I don't think he's going to make it, though. I couldn't afford, like, even that little bit of a wait might have cost me those few seconds. Make sure that we nail Diaz here first. There we go. And now less than a minute for Harrison to get around there. Yep. And Harrison didn't make it. Okay, so it's all up to Diaz, who drops to third as Wexler goes just fast enough. She's .04 behind now. She needs at least a quality second last little run around here. Doggone it. Oh, that's 650,000 that we just missed. So we're not going to make a profit from this race, and we're going to lose a bunch of money if we don't finish in the top two on the race, which I would be shocked if we didn't. But Nilo Saarinen on the pole, Wexler behind, and both of us so close behind Wexler. That last lap by Wexler was just a little bit better than us. That is some bad luck. And it's going to cost us a bunch of money. That basically guarantees that we can't afford to go with any more parts. I don't see that happening with that kind of a missed opportunity here. Man. Okay. Not the best qualifying session today, but Nigel Cook will have a good race strategy. Keep the faith. Indeed, I will. So, it's sunny. The competing predictions of rain, right now it looks like we're going with not rain. It's 25 degrees. Okay. So, race trim. And soft tires here. And basically I just want to get, off to a fast start. Now I'm going to go with the fuel economy and the race trim for her. So we'll see how that works out. Soft tires to start. Now let me take a look at our 48 laps. And we could make it on mediums. I'm pretty sure that we could just do, a thing of soft. Yeah, we should have plenty to do a soft and a medium. Or a soft and a hard. With the mediums, we'd have to conserve the tires more. And with the hards, we could push them. And I think that just with the hards and having more opportunity to push them, I think maybe that's what we want to do. I don't know. It's a tough call, but I think I want to go with the hards and be more temperature sensitive. We haven't used hards in this, and I don't even know if I've used them at all in this LP. So for that reason alone, I sort of want to go in that direction. So 34 would be my standard amount for this track. And I'm going to go with 32 on Diaz. A little bit less fuel, and I don't know how much that fuel economy is going to help. So, I'm being a little bit cautious here and not going crazy with it. But this is sort of an exploration track to see how good that works. And of course, what we want to do here really is get ahead of Saarinen and Wexler, who are not driving very well today. We're a little bit above average. They're doing poorly. So we've got North and Chapman looking pretty solid behind us. A lot of solid. Oliveira down here, you know, looking good, but she's on medium tires. Only the top 6 went with softs. So, you can see our weather. It's going to be hot and dry. And let's see how we do here. Diaz, our top starter, and getting off to a better start than Harrison, who sort of slips. Diaz keeping up well with Saarinen and Wexler ahead of us. Harrison down to 6th going into the early turns. So he's going to have to try to bounce back from that. Diaz getting by Wexler now. And looking to press Saarinen for the lead. Doesn't quite get around the inside of that turn. Maybe this one. Gets to the inside but can't get by. Oh, there it is. Approaching the finish of the corner there. I think our superior braking got us that. Alright, now we're up to 1st with Diaz. Let's back off to high and push there. Let's see how Harrison's doing. Went back to 6th, but now he's up to 4th. And he's working on the 2 red cars from Saarinen and Wexler. Come on. There's one of them. I'd really like him to make these passes by the end of this lap. Diaz comfortably ahead, so we're going to shift to medium and neutral there. And we cannot push the tires much further, so we're either going to make this now or we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Okay, we're going to switch back to medium and neutral. We'll have to cool the tires even more than that soon. So, Harrison is going to perhaps be stuck here for a bit. I'm going to have to go conserve the tires. Let's see what we've got with what's Wexler doing. Well, he's backing off on his tires as well. So maybe if I push the engine, I can still do this. See if we can get by. Try this for a couple laps. Three-second lead for Diaz, so she's pretty comfortable out there, and she's going to conserve her tires now. That's not getting me anywhere, so I'm just going to back off to medium and say, okay, I'm in 3rd. And we'll see when Wexler gives me a chance to change that situation. Conserving the tires drops the temperature, but it's dropping it slowly. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the hard tires. I'm just going to do one switch to hards. And then, you know, push them as hard as, like, the temperature will allow. Staying less than a second, but not really able to press Wexler. Tires are better than his. I'm just sort of looking for the right opportunity to push it and get by. What if we did finish first and third like this, and they were like second and fifth? We'd still win it, and, you know, with Scuderia Rossini down in sixth going into this race, I'm totally fine with them having a strong finish, just hopefully not ahead of us. Ironically, it was Diaz who was picked to finish third, but in this case, it's Harrison in third, and I don't think he's going to finish third. I think he's eventually going to get by. But maybe in another lap or two I can switch up to neutral on the tires and really push the engine and see if I can make this pass. Because it feels like I'm just hanging. Yeah, I'm hanging right off of it. You know what? I'm gonna wait till the end of this lap, get a little more temperature in the tires. If I don't make the pass by then. Because he's putting the pressure on as it is. There we go. There we go. Come on. Oh. Not quite enough to get by. There it is again. Alright, there we go. I was perhaps a little bit late in making that move, but regardless, now we're second and third. It's about an 8-second gap up to Diaz. But Harrison can just hang out here. And let's hope pull away. Vasquez not that far behind the two of us. And so yeah, so it's lap 9 now. And I just want to, since we're going to be using hard tires later, I'm not going to let the temperature on these drop too far. I'm going to try to, you know, just use these tires for everything that they're worth, bounce between neutral and conserve. And then once they're up, just go hard. 1 second lead now on almost roughly a 1 second lead on Wexler. Let's see if we can pull that out anymore. Slowly pulling away from him. And it looks like Diaz is indeed, unless this changes, yeah, over a second and a half. Okay. Diaz is indeed going to reverse the trend of the last couple races with Roger Harrison getting the win. And with a strong performance here, if she keeps it up, we will have her getting her third win and equaling up the point standings between the two drivers once again. And a lot of what's helping her here, I'm sure, is having less fuel. That whole fuel economy deal. It's less than a lap and a half of fuel now, where it was 2 laps at the beginning of the race. But she's still carrying less. Over a 2-second gap now from Harrison back to Wexler. He's maintaining about the same distance to Diaz, but, you know, extending the gap towards the rest of the field. Almost half a lap now up on the last cars. So feeling pretty comfortable about continuing our control of things. Catano having a pretty good race. Scuderia having a pretty good race. And they would, they would almost double their point total, so pretty good is an understatement for them. But it looks like Catano would strengthen their hold on that number 2 spot. Steinman and Panther not getting a whole lot done today, or is Windsor for that matter. And I want to run Diaz, I think, back up to neutral. Get a little more speed out of this while those tires are still around. Any weather changes? None at all. Sunny to partly sunny and 25. As the track, of course, gradually gets faster. Yeah, and you can see the temperature goes up much faster at neutral than it goes down on conserve. Four seconds now. Harrison backs to Wexler as Diaz has a 40-second lead on the final placing cars. Diaz with the fastest lap of the race. Harrison almost as fast. And let's back off there. We'll run it neutral a bit for Harrison now. I'm not going to flirt at all with going into the red zone on the tires, given that we're going to be running hards and running them, aggressively. But I do want to get as much of a gap between here as we can. Diaz probably isn't going to get caught by much of the field, but Harrison, when he comes into the pits, he's not going to be able to escape everybody unless they come in before we do. Now we'll back off there. Here we are about to hit the 1/3 of the race complete. And Harrison now about as far ahead of Wexler as he is behind Diaz. We're definitely pulling away. We can see Vasquez has nothing left on the tires. So the cars that are in the softs, which is, I think, there's only like 7 of us, but all of them are going to have to come in soon. boost this back up a little bit. Just use what's left of these tires. And I want to go hybrid just a bit here to get this down a little more before we go into the pit stops. Vasquez, the first to go in, drops all the way down to 13th and comes back out on softs. That's interesting. This may be... Yeah, I think this is going to be the last lap for Diaz. I'm going to send Diaz in now. And, you know, again, you could argue for the mediums. 30 laps remaining, 33 on those. You know, that's too close. Plus, we'll be able to run the hard tires harder. Let's just make sure that we can do this on one stop. The last few races have been like 3-4 stop deals. So it'll be kind of nice to do one that's just a one stop and then, you know, steady to the finished. Assuming that the rain never comes, but it's just going to, yeah, it's, if anything, it's going to get warmer, and that's going to increase the advantage of the hard tires, I would think. Yep, I might be able to make it around one more time with Diaz, but why? And Harrison will get by and take the lead for the first time. Not for very long, mind you, but he will be able to do it. And he, I think, is going to get 2 more laps out of these softs. So he's going to make it almost to the halfway point. And now that I think about it, you know, I probably should run him on mediums. The tire wear difference. We're going to see where he's at when he gets there. But I think I'm going to want to run him on medium. And why are we on conserve? We want to push on those hard tires. Well, actually, at first, let's go neutral. Let's just see for a couple laps what happens there. Yeah, Harrison's going to make it through one more. This is going to be his last lap. So, I mean, 28 laps remaining, and he can get 36. So, yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. We'll send him out on mediums. So we'll have a little tire battle between Harrison and Diaz. Diaz will be able to push her slower tires harder than Harrison can push his. And Diaz going back to the lead. Fastest lap of the race on hard tires. That's hilarious. And Harrison drops to third behind Zoe Sharp. Both drivers on mediums. You can see his temperature already going up. Whereas we're going slightly down on these. So I want to push to get the tire temperature up to the max limit for Diaz. You know, just extend whatever she can and then back off. But I'm definitely going to want to ride with Harrison here, because he's going to want to make this pass. I'm going to want to push his engine, I believe, once we get up. But yeah, and Diaz with a new fastest lap. want to go hybrid here. Yep, we're definitely gaining, so let's go ahead and push. I want to make this pass before my tire temperatures get too high. And as soon as I do that, I start fading back. Come on. No, you shouldn't be. Thanks for asking. Okay, yeah. Oh, let's back off then. No question we'll get back sharp, or past sharp, once she comes in to pit. It's just a question of, can we do it before then? And now we're hitting the halfway point of the race. Give this another shot. We seem to do better in this part of the track than we do later because of the way the turns are. So come on, Harrison, get by. Oh, good. Yeah. There we go, almost getting to the inside. Again, right on the bumper. There we go. There we go. Now just keep it. Alright. Now hopefully I can extend a bit here. I didn't want to go hybrid that long. I was too focused on that, but that's fine. Just give us an extended period now of gathering energy and using up our fuel. Now just over a 1 lap of fuel difference between the two cars as Harrison has had to burn his more. But yeah, I want to extend this lead over Sharp over a second now. Pretty happy with that. We'll have to back off on the tires soon. But, and we're going to back off now. That's close enough with Diaz. Yep, it's time. So now we just should have an extended sort of quiet run here. I imagine probably Harrison gains a little bit, but maybe not. Sharp and Holtz, 3rd and 4th, well ahead of the field, the rest, but they haven't come in yet. So they will have to. And then our lead will start to get a little bit ridiculous. Probably in a few laps, going to start catching up to Vidal and Flores at the back end of the field. And begin the fun process of lapping everybody. So, short story here is the reports of our diminished dominance, as it were, have definitely been exaggerated. Reports that other drivers are going to be able to beat us, been exaggerated. we're looking pretty darn good on that. And we're going to get our normal bonus from this track, because we get double bonus, but we only hit it once. We'll actually have to seriously think about which sponsor bonus we want to go for now in the future, when it hasn't really been a decision. But now that we're at least in danger of not doing great in the qualifying, that's going to become more of an issue. Looks like the last, oh, what is it? Last third of the race, basically, plus here, 16, 17 laps, is going to be, well, not too particularly exciting. Diaz has a big lead over Harrison, obviously going to win. Traffic, it's too much of a lead for traffic to matter. And we're just going to be rolling through these final laps, just getting through the rest of it so we can get our trophy. And yeah, they're spreading out the points a little bit more now between Scuderia, Caetano, Panther, while we just blow everything away. And we're at the point now where even if like Caetano and Panther continue scoring points at the same rate they have been for the rest of the season, we have more points than they'll end up with. Oh, Jeremy Woodford has crashed. So it's only a partial yellow though. It's time for us to go hybrid again. And Sharp has gone in, now down to, now getting the fastest lap. And why they would go to hards this late in the race, I don't know. Diaz has now passed Moreno, his first car to go down a lap. There will be more. Vidal a few seconds further ahead. Push back up to neutral here with Harrison. Yeah, I think it's better to have like a slower tire that you can push a little harder in general. That seems to work more effectively. So I think the hards was the right choice for Diaz. And frankly, Harrison might have been better served just to pit a little bit earlier. Well, no, because that would have put him back further in the field, but to go hards himself. He's also not driving very well. He's down to 4-4. Whereas Diaz still having a quality race. So, definitely an off day for Harrison. Had that problem at the start. which cost him the ability to quickly get by Wexler. And then, you know, here in the later stages, not having himself a brilliant day either. But of course, still plenty well to finish in second position, which is really all we need from him. Coming up now on Blanc, who has recently pitted and gotten soft tires. Okay. So that's going to make things interesting to try to pass him. He's right behind Vidal. So yeah, a couple of them here. And we should have the ability to just do this. Make sure we get by him quickly. No, you shouldn't. There we go. We'll push the tires back up here a bit, but definitely go... Well, tire wear is getting low enough. Probably best just go neutral the rest of the race. Make sure we've got enough. Not as worried about Harrison. I think he'll be fine with his tires. 11 laps left. Let's see how quickly these are going down. I just want to check the tire wear. See what approach we want to take here at the end. We're going to have plenty of fuel, though. Assuming I don't screw this up. Plenty of fuel. Vasquez cut a corner. Looks like he got penalized. Yeah, the tire's just not taking a lot of damage when we're not pushing them, so I think we're very comfortable position on those. Only losing 2%, maybe 3% a lap. Once we get the fuel down a little bit more, we'll switch to hybrid. And there goes Flores. So we're not destroying the field here. It looks like about 30 seconds back to Wexler. But we are having another comfortable win. There we go. Do it. When you're cutting it fairly close, you don't want to have any delay there. 7 laps left. And Harrison's going to be right at the battery maximum as he hits a lap and a half of fuel. Just a hair below it at 99%. You see lots of cars now going into hybrid, conserving their last bit of fuel. Sharp with the fastest lap, but she's over half a minute behind. Has better tires than we do. Less worn. On the other hand, she really waited a long time before going in. You see, most of the cars going on a one-stop strategy. It wasn't just us. But that kind of surprised me. Go neutral for a bit more here with Harrison. Let's take a look. Yep. Just the usual. They're starting to get a little bit iffy in the last few laps. And here we go, 3 laps remaining. I think I can afford to push some again with Diaz. Harrison is bouncing back up to race a little better here at the end. See, Wexler was gaining on us, but now he's running his tires down really low. So we're pulling out again there. Of course, it wasn't a close enough gap for it to really matter in any case. And back off as we're temps are getting close for this final lap. We can see we've got a lap of fuel and about 30% for Diaz, about 40% for Harrison. So no fuel problems at all. And I may tighten up the fuel. Probably have each driver carry one lap less on the next race. I want to gradually start doing that as it gets more competitive. Or, of course, it will help keep it a little bit from being more competitive. So 14 cars on the lead lap as we finish there. And Harrison happy with 16th, or 2nd rather. 16th place car there. And there's Victoria Diaz winning her first race out of the last 3, with Harrison taking the last 2 contests. And pretty straightforward. Vasquez had a drive-through penalty, contributing to him finishing down in 10th. No part violations. Jeremy Woodford of Chariot, one of the weakest teams, goes down. Harrison almost 16 seconds behind Diaz. That's by far the biggest gap we've had between drivers. And then a variety of cars. I mean, generally they were overall more competitive, but they weren't close. So Harrison and Diaz now tied for the top spot. And we have a big-time lead now, 164 points. And that is almost 4 races worth. If we maintain that gap and just increase it just a little bit, we can end this 4 races early. So, I mean, if we did that, then you would consider us to be halfway through the season instead of, needing 2 more races to get to the halfway point. Vittorio Diaz walked away after an incident-packed race. Yeah, there was a crash and a couple corner issues. And not a whole lot of interesting things for everybody to say. Marketability goes up a bit again. All of the usual really minor changes. And the relationship over here is improving, but not yet up to whatever his second thing is there. Probably gets there by the end of the year, but Harrison not getting that boost as much as Diaz, who is fast friends now with Benedetto Romei. There's no improving to be done there. And we lose another 200K and change instead of gaining about 400. That sucks. Particularly with no more sponsors coming in anytime soon. So Hawkins GP continues to dominate the WMC race. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. You can see Panther with a modest lead over Kitano and Steinman. They're sort of continuing to split up the points well, allowing us to just plain pull away. And frankly, at this point, I mean, I consider this challenge to be over. I really do. It's just a case of playing it out. So we'll be going on to Cape Town next, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.